Imagine stepping off the subway into the city's pulse. Skyscrapers glittering, ambition in the air. You landed a job in New York. The paycheck looks big. But how far does that number really go? In this episode of The Money Manual, we're breaking down what people actually earn in 10 of New York's biggest industries, and how much they really keep once the city takes its cut. If you want to understand what your salary really means in America's most expensive city, hit subscribe right now. New York's finance world runs on big numbers, and even bigger expectations. The average salary across all occupations in New York City is around $95,000 a year. In finance, base pay alone can start around $120,000, and with bonuses, stretch past $200,000 or more. Sounds incredible, right? Until you factor in federal, state, and city taxes that can swallow up to 40% of your income. That $200,000 quickly becomes closer to $120,000 take-home. And after rent, lifestyle, and student loans, the Wall Street lifestyle doesn't always feel so rich. Tech salaries in New York are booming. Entry-level developers earn around $60,000, while senior engineers often pull in $140,000 or more. But here's the twist. Housing alone in tech-dense areas like Brooklyn or Manhattan can easily eat $3,500 a month. So even a solid $100,000 salary feels tighter than it looks. Coding pays well, but comfort in New York is a function of budget discipline, not just big numbers. In healthcare, pay reflects expertise and demand. Registered nurses average $95,000, while doctors and specialists range from $180,000 to $300,000. But the trade-off is steep: student loans, long hours, and relentless stress. After taxes and loan repayments, that $200,000 could leave you with about $120,000 in usable income. Still solid, but not nearly as extravagant as it sounds. For most retail and hospitality workers, the average full-time income lands between $35,000 and $50,000 a year. Tips can help, but even with them, total earnings often cap at $55,000. With average New York rent hovering around $2,500 per month, many in this industry spend more than half their paycheck just keeping a roof overhead. This is the side of the city that powers everyone else's comfort, but often struggles to afford its own. Blue-collar jobs still hold strong in New York. Skilled construction workers can earn between $70,000 and $100,000, and union benefits often sweeten the deal. But work is seasonal, weather-dependent, and physically demanding. Even a $90,000 salary here can fluctuate, and with unpredictable costs, saving consistently becomes the real challenge. In the media world, salaries vary wildly. An editor might earn $80,000, a TV producer $120,000, while entry-level assistants often scrape by on $45,000. And with freelance work dominating the creative scene, stability is rare. In New York, creativity pays, but unpredictably. One good year can fund the next two slow ones. Public sector jobs carry purpose, but not always pay. Teachers in New York average around $68,000, city employees about $75,000, and many nonprofit workers between $50,000 and $65,000. Benefits help balance the equation, but in a city where the median rent for a one-bedroom apartment is nearly $3,000, even stable salaries feel stretched thin. Truck drivers, MTA operators, and logistics coordinators typically earn between $55,000 and $80,000 a year. Add overtime, and some can clear $90,000, but at the cost of long shifts and physical strain. These are the people who keep New York moving, often while living miles outside it because the city's costs are just too high. Real estate agents' incomes are all over the map, literally. A modest agent might earn $60,000, while top Manhattan brokers pull in $300,000 or more in commissions. But between licensing costs, self-employment taxes, and long dry spells, the real income can drop fast. In this business, feast or famine isn't a metaphor. It's the model. Being your own boss in New York sounds empowering, until you meet the rent. Most small business owners earn between $45,000 and $90,000 personally after expenses, often reinvesting every spare cent. High commercial rents, taxes, and competition mean profit margins are razor thin. Success stories exist, but for most, entrepreneurship in New York is a marathon of patience and persistence, not instant wealth. So there it is, 10 industries, 10 paychecks, and one truth. In New York, the number on your contract is just the start. Because it's not about what you earn. It's about what you keep once the city takes its share. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit subscribe, ring that bell, and join us next time as we uncover what your salary really means, only on the Money Manual.